Hey traders. Hey guys, just doing a review of I guess we did 3 trades this morning, right? So 2 main day trades, and then this pound yen trade we actually called out in the room for a core trade, meaning overnight, maybe the next several weeks, several months, depends on how it plays out. But core position I like to keep overnight, and then we trade around it intraday. Um, so that, I guess we'll start with that on pound yen. Okay, haven't traded from a core perspective in a while. Once we broke the 8 here, that allowed for the deeper pullback. And it looks like we're trying to hold the bands down here. So I've talked about this a few times. Yesterday, there was a bottoming candle here, and it didn't really close very positive. You still have a bit of a tail. Today, we did the same thing. But this whole area is kind of where I'm looking for a higher low. It happens to be halfway of the wall concept that we use. So I think there's a good chance here, this daily cycle's turning up, that maybe we can rally for several days, at least several days, right? So we'll see if we get a swing move up here. What we really need to do is take out these highs. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe I should go to the, well, the 4 hour is, let's go to the 4 hour, because you can see where we also held on a fractal level where we held pi down here. And so now I just need to get above 143.10 or 143.09 would be ideal. But other than that, I like to stay core long here. So we talked about that this morning, right off of the hourly down here. All right. So we'll see. Yeah, we need to get above 143, but I'm going to go home long dragon. And then it was kind of a tricky day. I mean, unless you went long dollar peso, which I signaled in the room earlier, some of you got out kind of at break even. Some of you had small winning days. A winning day today, and come back to dollar peso. Let's see. Cable was tricky too. We had to short, cover some, and then I played another short. Well, let me show you. So I like to use these screens for Thinkorswim, not to execute through them. They don't give me rebates. They're not good for institutional business, for managed accounts, anything like that. I mean, they're a retail broker, but I like the charts. I've used them for a long time, especially on the mobile, before anybody used them. So I keep the charts simple. It's a good visual for everybody to see and analyze the markets, and then we can execute on other platforms and through other brokers or clearing firms. But the point being is that I remember here we were short into this tail, covered some on the 1 minute, tiny cover, right? And then stopped when we got above this high, all right? And then I was able to sell more into this area and then cover on this secondary move lower. So I was slightly in the money, down on the day on sterling, and then got back in the money on this move. Okay, and then on Euro Kiwi was difficult also. We had kind of a similar chart. So we've been in this downtrend for all week, and then today it was like, all right, maybe we're gonna fail at the bands here again. That didn't, oh sorry, that's the hourly chart. On the 30-minute, lots of lower highs here, right? Lots of lower highs. And the thing with that is, look how many lower lows, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Anytime you get greater than 4 lower lows, you're getting pretty long in the tooth, as far as you're getting towards a trend that might be, you know, it's a pretty lengthy downtrend after 4 lower lows. Elliott wave will show you the same exact thing. You don't need anything fancy to know that this has been a downtrend that's been in place for a while. So today, the fact that we couldn't hold here, that was enough to get the squeeze. If you guys can see that. And then on the 15-minute, So this is what we did here. This is how you have to trade when you get behind early. I mean, it's not like you just stop for the morning, take your losses, come in, and that's how you take losing days. The key is, can you battle back? Can you chip your way back throughout the day? And sometimes you have to do that. So starting the trade light here as the 15-minute cycle was coming up. And then you got the move down, which we made some money on. We failed right at pi. All right. But coming back up, it was, once this 15-minute cycle turned back up, that was trouble. And so I ended up stopping and then going long. And there was a good question in the room today. A lot of times when you do flip and go long, you're buying into the top of the cycle. But at the same time, some of the days where you have to flip and go long, you're going to have a power trend that will never pull back. So you can miss the opportunity to make back what you lost. So I always like flipping and going long, not flipping and getting aggressive long, but getting some on. That way, if you continue to rally, you're making money. But then also anticipating that you may get the pullback, which we got with the cycle. And then that's where I got heavier and brought my average nice and low, and then made money on this move up. I'm still long a piece actually. So what that looks like, this is Euro Kiwi. And I don't put all the different moving average bands on the charts that I execute through just because it's redundant. It's just easier just to use one to chart off of and another one to execute. And you don't have to constantly, if you reset your software or something, you got to put all the lines back on the chart. It gets annoying. But anyway, short initially. So you can see this. Short initially here. Okay, cover, cover. All right. Back up here, shorted more. Shorted more here. That didn't work. Stopped out. Flipped and went long, I think, on that same stop out. So closed the position and then bought more. Same move. And then this next pullback is where I started accumulating heavier. And then you can see the rally from there. So it pretty much got the average cost nice and low. Ooh. And then taking profit. This thing's hard to scroll late in the day. And still have a piece on. That's why the average is there. Anyway, what else did we do? Cable. I'll just be brief on this one. I'll show you from the 30-minute. So, I was short cable from earlier in the morning. I covered. Oh, I was short cable from last night. If you watched the video I did last night, I talked about late in the evening, right before Asia, there was a nice wall, sold into the bounce. I covered this morning pretty much on the lows, the 15-minute cycle. Then reshorted here, covered a small piece, sold some more, broke through that high, stopped out. Or I took off. I didn't take everything off, but I took a lot of my risk off. And that allowed me to wait for the rally, and then I sold that next level that I showed on the chart towards pi. It got heavier and then covered. I'm still short a small piece. Anyway, guys, that's kind of a long recap. Here's some of those results in the chat room. This is that we do every day live. We have a trading team, traders all over the world. We do trade a lot of Forex. So I got back even after flipping and doing some work and chipping my way back on cable. Okay, got that back in. The money up small in the day. This last few days has just been a lot of battling. Euro Kiwi. This is me signaling in real time. This was us covering the cable. All right, got back those two positions in the green. This is my core position in longer term accounts that I'm going to stay long. Same thing with pound yen. We had a nice day on pound yen for minimal movement. Anyway, guys, if you're looking to join our team, if you want to learn more about us, go to jenkinsrm.com, right up here, jenkinsrm.com. There's a little bit about me. I'd encourage you to get started with a free trial into our room for a couple days. You can see how we trade together. This is what I call my full access team, this group. All right, we have traders all over the world. It's a global trading team, probably one of the fastest growing out there. And we're just getting started. But I teach you my model from the institutional background, and then we trade together every day. So you guys see the results and the consistency. And then you can also go to the chat room here. It's real easy to come into our room and get part of the, become part of the community. This doesn't cost anything. All right, just click there. Rivers, who we use, they're great. Private chat platform, whatever. Email, a couple quick fields, and you're in. So anyway, guys, have a great evening. Go Penguins, and we'll talk to you in the morning.